Hello everyone, welcome to ACE Online and welcome to daily current affairs session. So today we are going to discuss these articles. It is not going to be a lengthy session. So we have a mostly factual articles except wholesale price index, a little bit conceptual in nature. So wholesale price index, first article, this is from economics. Then blue flag certification, a very important article, of course it is a factual. This is part of environment. Then countering America's adversaries through Sanctions Act, CAATSA Act. So this is part of international relations. So recently we have discussed about the article between the agreement, between India and Iran. We have signed an agreement to extend the cooperation through Chabahar port, right? So just a couple of days back itself we have discussed. So because of that, USA is going to impose certain sanctions on India. So that's what the article says. So we'll see very small article. Then IGLA-S missiles. So this is part of defense or internal security, right? So then red pandas, again environment, right? Then factual pointers and practice questions. So we have a very less relevant articles for today and we can complete this in a very quick manner. Fine. So yeah, very good evening, Srinath, Malini and Oyentila. Let's start with the first article, that is wholesale price index. Okay. So the context is wholesale price index has increased by 1.26% when we compare to the last month. So this is a huge, so it means that there is an increase in price of articles or goods. We will see, we will discuss about this in detail. Just understand that every month they release the prices of goods at consumer level as well as the wholesale level. So consumer means who directly, the retailer who directly sell it to the consumer. There is no intermediaries. But wholesale is the one which sells the goods in a bulk manner, and then it is not directly sold to the consumer, rather it is sold to some other business person, and then that person may sell it to the other person. So you can see here. So this is a wholesale where there is a middleman. There are certain people. For example, if I want to sell vegetables to the consumers, so first I will buy from the farmer or whatever in a bulk manner, wholesaler, and then I will resell it to the consumer. Whereas in case of retailer, there is a direct contact. So whoever is the person who is directly selling, there is no intermediary between them. So this person who is selling directly to consumer is called as retailer, and the person who is acting as a middleman can be a retailer, right? But the person who is not directly selling it to the consumer but to the middleman is called as wholesaler, and in both the cases there is a consumer, right? So here every month we need to know the prices, then only government will come to know if there is an increase in prices or decrease in prices, and accordingly they can take the measure, right? So every month it is published, and the increase in prices is called as inflation. So this is a very direct topic and very basic topic, you might have completed already. So this is a inflation, nothing but wholesale price index is nothing but a inflation. Consumer price index is also inflation, but wholesale price index is inflation at producer level, right? Whereas CPI, consumer price index, is inflation at consumer level, right? So this is the two differences, and this is published every month, and accordingly government will take measures, right? So we will go a little bit in detail. So what is retail inflation? So as I said, retailer is the one who directly selling it to the consumer. So here at the retailer level, all the surveys are conducted. There are various organizations, various government associations which will collect data every month at the retailer level. So how much prices you are selling it to the consumer, they will question for all the goods, like from starting pen, remote, chappals, cloths, everything, whatever the goods and services that are there, they will ask the question here and then record the data, how much at how much rate you are selling it to the consumer. So they will collect all the data, and accordingly they will compare to the last month data. For example, they are taking data of on May 1 they are taking the data, right? So they have certain price, for example 100 rupees. In the next month, June 1, they will collect all the data. They will also tally how much production, if there is an increase in goods. Say for example, 10 goods has been increased, 100 rupees. So 10 tens are 100 rupees. So this is the May 1 rate. Now they will ask, so the goods produced is only 10. I am selling 10 only, but at 11 rupees. So here 110 rupees. So 10 rupees is the retail inflation. So it is at the retailer, that is also called as CPI, Consumer Price Index, right? So they will ask this question and they will know the inflation. And also they will conduct the one more survey at the wholesaler. He is not the one who is directly selling the goods to the consumer, but he is selling it to the middleman. So here they will conduct the information at how much rate you are selling it to the middleman. So he will say I am selling it to the at 9 rupees per pen, right? So maybe into 10, 90 rupees. So usually the wholesaler price to the middleman is lesser than consumer, the retailer price which is giving it to the consumer, right? So because he want the middleman is also a retailer, so he want the extra profit. So this is called as the retail inflation or wholesale inflation, the basic difference. Now tell me, please comment here, that which one is the most accurate one. So at what level the inflation has to be calculated? Is it better to know at the consumer level? We should take the inflation at the consumer level as a base, or should we take it as a wholesale level? Tell me. So which one is better? Which one is more accurate? Tell me which one is more accurate and which is realistic. We need to take on which one as the most realistic one. I need answer from you so that I will understand whether you have clearly understood it or not. So it is always the government want to know who is being affected mainly, that is at the consumer level. So people are the most important ones. For any country, any democratic country, it is not about the persons who are producing or businessmen, but in the end we need to know about the people. Right. Srinath and Malini have answered it as correct, right? So as a democratic country, the most important consideration for the government is of the people, how the people are being impacted, not about the wholesale person, but they want to know at the consumer. So where the retailer is selling it to the consumer, so he is directly impacted. So they want to know at the retailer level, that is consumer price index, right? So that's why government has changed. Earlier, before 2015, we were using CPI, wholesale price index as a base for the inflation calculation. But now, for all the monetary policy and the inflation calculation, we are taking it as a consumer price index because it is more realistic, as the consumer is the important for the government, right? So that is about the wholesale price index as well as the consumer retail inflation as well as wholesale inflation. Now there are two indices to calculate. For retail inflation, it is called as consumer price index, and for wholesale inflation, it is called as wholesale price index. So how this is calculated? For example, as I have already given example, 10 into 10, 100 rupees, right? So for that particular month, and the same. So here they will give different weightages. The inflation is calculated, for example, wholesale price index equal to, they will calculate pens are there, right? Pens into money, how many pens, and then tomatoes are there. So there are thousands of such goods, okay, and then divided by the total production. So they will know one index, so that is called as the index. There is no weightage for it, there is no units for it, there is a different weightage. For example, food is more important at the consumer level, so more weight is given for the food, and at the production level, industry goods are more important, so we will give more weightage to the manufacturing goods. So why I am telling this, you no need to worry about the complexity in the calculation. Just understand that based on the importance of the goods, different weightages are given and then calculated a single number. So based on that number, how much it is increased. So now 1.26% has been increased when compared to the last month, right? So that is of the calculation how it does. Now consumer price index is calculated at the retailer, right, at the retailer level, which is directly impacted by the consumer, right. In 2014, the government has changed from WBI to CPI to calculate the inflation indicator. So they are knowing the inflation, how the price rise is affecting the consumer directly. So this is one important fact. And as I said, consumer price index has number of goods, right. We consume lot of goods and services. So in this calculation, at the rural level, there are 448 items. So the inflation of CPI is calculated by considering 448 items at the rural level, and for urban level there are a little bit more. 460 items are there when they are calculating the consumer price index at the urban level. So urban is more important than, having more number than rural. So this is also important fact. And the ministry which is responsible, organization as well as ministry responsible for releasing CPI is National Statistic Office. So this was asked already in the UPSC Civil Service Prelims examination. At the end we will solve also. So remember these facts. So this is given by National Statistical Office under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, right. So this is about the CPI. So most important things, as I said, we have 448 goods at the rural and then 460 goods at the urban level. But the most important thing is housing, apparel, that is clothing, transportation, education and communication, recreation, medical service, food and beverages. So these 8 are the most important among the 448 or 460 articles, right. So just to make you understand that there are number of articles which are considered. Now what is wholesale price index? Wholesale price index, as I said, it is calculated the wholesaler, that is producer, who is selling the goods in a bulk manner. Hundreds, thousands, lakhs of goods are sold to the some other persons who want to do business, right. So those are called as the retailers, and these retailers are directly will sell it to the consumers, right. So here if you see the basket of world wholesale price index, this consists of 697 items in total. It is much higher than consumer price index, okay, because industries are producing some more goods extra which not directly selling it to the consumer, rather they are exporting also to other countries. So that's why there are 697 items in the wholesale price index, and this is released by Office of Economic Advisor. This is released by Office of Economic Advisor under Ministry of Commerce. Earlier one, it is National Statistics one, CPI under Ministry of Statistics, but this is released by Office of Economic Advisor under Ministry of Commerce, right. So here the weightage is more given to the manufacturing. So manufacturing consists of 64.20%. So all this highest is having the manufacturing because they are producers. That's why we are giving more importance to the manufacturing products. And if you, I'll show you the CPI also, that is there given at the food level. They have given more weightage to the food because consumers' food is more important. For manufacturing, to produce goods, to do business is more important. That's why manufacturing was given the highest percentage. So the total goods that are consist are mostly of manufacturing, followed by food articles. So the total out of 697 that we have, 697 articles that we have in WPI, 64%, so 64 divided by 100 into 700 approximately if you calculate. So almost 430 goods are related to the manufacturing industry, right. So that's how you need to understand. So more number of goods are related to the manufacturing products, and the second one goes to the food articles, right. So this is the percentage of articles distribution in this particular basket. And if you take consumer price, we have seen the wholesale price index. So more weightage is given to those goods which are related to the manufacturing. Now if you see the CPI, consumer price index, the more weightage is given to the food and beverages. See 45, the total 460 items that we are considering in urban, almost 45%, 45 by 100 you can consider, so more than 200 approximately. Food and beverages has the highest weightage, and then followed by housing, right. So this is a important, these are number of articles, this is also important. Which weightage is higher in CPI basket, which weightage is higher in wholesale price index. So this is also very important to understand, right? Now one more important thing is the wholesale price index does not consider the services. Services does not form part of the basket. So what are the services? So it is a tertiary sector like restaurants, hotels, all those things calculate, the inflation is not considered under the WPI, whereas in CPI it is considered because consumer is directly impacted by the services, right? So that's why there is no intermediary calculation. I mean here there is no wholesale industry involved in the service, directly there is a retailer and consumer. So that's why services are not included in WPI, but services are included in the CPI, right? So meaning definition we have seen, publication month, every month, 14th every month they will publish, right? And this is certain goods are given weekly, but overall the WPI is given again on a monthly basis, but individually some primary articles are usually given on every week basis, right? So this is about the differences. Any doubt? Sources means from where the data is collected. So we have a number of surveys, we have a number of teams by the government ministry, respective ministries, they collect the data and put it in our website. So accordingly governments will calculate, the ministry will calculate. Any doubts in this? Is my voice low? Please do respond. Is it still there? For everyone or only Srinath? Please do respond in case the issue is for everyone, so I will talk to the technical team. And let me know if there is any doubts. So we have seen the wholesale price index, the context, and then we have seen what is inflation, retail inflation, wholesale inflation. Yeah, I hope Srinath you can just check your earphones, because for other persons it is fine, right? So we have seen consumer price index, weightage, ministry, all these things are very, very important. Every exam, whatever exam you write, you will see a lot of questions on them, right? And we have seen the basket, number of goods, ministry associated, wholesale price index also, we have seen number of goods, ministry, and then weightage of different goods, finally some differences. Great, great, okay, fine. So the next article, and a very important environmental article, blue flag certification. Blue flag certification. So the context is Tamil Nadu government is trying to explore Injambakam Akkarai stretch as to get the blue flag certification. We will see what actually is blue flag certification and what are all beaches are there in India, how many are there. Those facts are very important. So we will discuss them. But yeah, fine. So I hope the voice is fine now, it is resolved. So this stretch is aiming to get the blue flag certification, that's why the context has come. Now what is this blue flag certification? India is a very, India has more than 7,500 kilometers coastal area, right? So attaching with the coast, I mean the oceans, right? Oceans or seas. So we have a number of beaches, but not all the beaches are clean. So to encourage the governments, not only in India but all throughout the world, to encourage the governments to maintain clean beaches along with the environmental friendly, and also to promote the tourism, the concept of blue flag certification was brought by this organization called as, yes, Foundation for Environment Education. So this is an NGO, this is not a government related like United Nations or any other intergovernmental, this is a private NGO, non-governmental organization, which is based on Denmark, the headquarters is in Denmark. So they have launched this program called as blue flag certification. So whatever the beach is clean, environmental friendly and has no plastic pollution, all those things, and is also enhance there is a scope for tourism. So such beaches are identified and they are tagged with blue flag. So they are authorizing it, this is the beach which is very clean and also environmental friendly, clean. So they are giving the status. And how they evaluate? There are 33 criterias including cleanliness, basic facilities, right, environmental friendly. You no need to remember everything, but just remember that there are total 33 criterias in which the foundation for environmental education will consider, and accordingly they will give the status to the beaches. And if this status is accorded to any beach, there is a scope for increase in tourism and all. So the state also benefits, the local people also benefit, and of course in the world, the whole world also benefits, because we are promoting the cleanliness and environment friendliness. So that is the objective of this model, right? So they are accorded to various 33 criteria. Okay, and India also launched, this is an international organization, international initiative. Blue flag certification is not an Indian initiative, rather it is a private NGO throughout the world. But India also launched Eco Label Beams. This term also will be asked in the exam. Eco Label Beams initiative launched by Government of India for what? So this is an India specific initiative to promote clean beaches and the environmental friendly beaches. The full form is Beach Environment and Aesthetic Management Services. So this is the full form of BEAMS, and this is a specific to India. They are not evaluating the other country beaches, but all the beaches in India will be evaluated and accorded with this particular status, right? So this is about the initiative and who launched this, that is a very important. Now, as of now in India, there are total 12 blue flag certified beaches. Total as of now, 2024 on May 16th, we have 12. Tomorrow they may be changed, you need to update. Of course, we will also discuss in current affairs when there is a update. So here we have a 12, total 12 beaches are blue flag certified. So just observe this. I will show you one question. It is a challenge from my side. Who will answer this question, right? So observe the beaches. I am also reading it for you. But the question I will make you an application based. Let's see who will answer at the end. So here, starting from the west coast, right? Shivrajpur beach, that is located in Gujarat. Then Gogala beach in Dayu, right? So Union Territory. Then Bogave beach in Maharashtra. Especially if any beach is from your own state, say for example you are from Maharashtra, then you need to remember this. All 12 beaches you need to remember, but specifically if you are from this state, then this will become more important, right? Gogala beach, and then Bogave beach in Maharashtra, Miramar beach in Goa. So most of you might have visited Goa or you must be planning. So Miramar beach is one of the cleanest, and try to visit that beach as well, right? So this is located in the South Goa, a little bit central Goa as well. Then Padubidri and Kasarko beach in Karnataka, Bangaram beach in Lakshadweep. So in the Lakshadweep islands also we have a blue flag certification beach, Bangaram. Then Kappad beach in Kerala. So these are all the west coast beaches. So how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 are there in the west coast. So these names are also important. And then in east coast we have Kovalam beach in Tamil Nadu, Eden beach in Pondicherry, which is an union territory. Then Radhanagara beach in Andaman Nicobar Island. Sorry, this is the Radhanagara island. And then in Andhra Pradesh we have Rushikonda beach, and in Odisha we have Golden beach. So these are the beaches. So I am giving you 30 seconds time. Try to observe, and we will solve one question. And I will not be asking you directly matching and all, but yes, let's see how the question is framed. But yes, observe this for 30 seconds. So we will go for the next article. Any doubts in this? Any doubts in this? Fine. I hope there is no doubts, because it is most of the article is of factual in nature. Just that you need to try to remember as much as possible. Fine. The next article, very small article, Countering America's Adversaries Through Sanction Act. So this is an act passed by the USA, like how we have a number of acts. We have a number of acts, right, passed by our parliament. Similarly, this is an act passed by the American parliament, right? So this was an act. Full form is, they may not ask you the direct full form, but they will ask you the shortcut also. So you need to remember this was passed by America, and the context is, we have discussed a couple of days back I am not discussing again the whole Chabahar port and all. Please go through it if you have not attended the session 2 days back, what is the agreement and all. So India have signed an agreement with Iran to develop the Chabahar port for the next 10 years. So that's why USA is planning to launch this particular act, CAATSA Act, against India, right? So what is this and what will be impact? Let's see about this. So this act was passed by USA in 2017 to punish those countries which are maintaining friendly nature with the three countries, that is Russia, North Korea and Iran. So these are the three countries which are enemies for USA. They want to maintain sanctions. They don't want to develop these countries because they are against the interest of the USA. And whatever the countries use the trade and maintain the friendly relations, so those countries will be also affected by this CAATSA Act. So what type of sanctions will be there? So America may put ban on certain exports from India, right? Because we need to export more to certain countries, we will get lot of money. So if they stop our goods to take, so our producers will be impacted. So that's why this CAATSA Act will be launched by USA in case if any country is promoting the friendly nature with the Russia, North Korea and Iran against the interest of the USA, right? So there are total 12 listed sanctions are there, and out of that 5 are planning to be launched against India, right? So this is the context, very simple, who launched it, what is the objective of it, which 3 countries are involved, and then in which year it was passed. So very simple article. Fine. Next article about IGLA-S missiles. IGLA-S missiles. We have discussed some 2 weeks, 3 weeks back, but the same article was repeated today. The army, the Indian army is going to get IGLA-S missiles more in the coming few days. So that's why there is an article in the Economic Times. Fine. Now what we need to learn? We need to learn about the IGLA-S missiles, that's all. It is a man-portable air defense system. Man-portable means a human can carry it. Usually the missiles are such a huge weight, we cannot carry. We need to launch using aircraft, ship or whatever, truck and all. But these are man-portable. So we individually, the man itself can carry, you can see here. So this can be hold and we can target the any missiles coming into our borders, right? So this is a man-portable air defense. So if any missile is launched by Pakistan, for example, towards India, so the army, single individual itself, they can fire and they can make collapse the missile that they have launched. So it is an anti-missile system and a air defense system which can carried by the individual, right? So it is that is the objective. It comprises the combat equipment as well. So combat means which are involved in the war also. Usually there are some defense systems, but this is also having combat. That means the firing is also possible. Continuous firing, bullets, all these are also involved in this. So it includes missiles, bullets, everything. Fine. And what is the effective range? This target destruction can go to the altitude, that is height, from ground level till height. It can go up to 3.5 kilometers. So we can fire the air defense up to 3.5 kilometers. If there is any missile, we can make it collapse, right? So that is other important fact. And it also used infrared rays to guide the to shoot down that. So we have a number of electromagnetic spectrum like radio waves, visible waves and all. So here this missile system use infrared range as a target to shoot down the missile. So this is also one important fact. And this IGLA-S missile belongs to the Russia, right? So the range is 6 kilometers. That means the range is, we can see 6 kilometers, but the height is approximately 3.5 kilometers. So very factual in nature, just that you need to remember the facts, and main thing is it can carry by individual and they can shoot. And the nature is air defense system. Fine. So that is about the IGLA-S missile. Any doubts in this? Okay. Moving to the last article, red pandas. Red pandas. So a red panda was recently seen in Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary located in Arunachal Pradesh. a very, very important and many times been asked. Where is Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary? So they will directly ask. This is located in Arunachal Pradesh, and a red panda was seen for the first time in this particular wildlife sanctuary. So that is why it is there in news. Now what are red pandas? They are mammals, they are arboreal mammals. Arboreal means living on trees, continuously living on trees. Mammals means which can give birth without eggs, right? So they are arboreal as well as mammals, and they are located in the high altitude regions. That means they don't reside on the lowest mean sea level, they reside on the higher altitudes, and they have distributed across Nepal, India, Bhutan, China and Myanmar. So India is not the only country, there are more countries surrounding us, right? That is also important. They are usually found in temperate forests. So we have a forest, for example, if you take Earth, this is equator. We have a tropical forest in the up to 23 degrees, like in the tropical regions, and then we have temperate forest. We have then what you call polar forests are also there, subpolar and then polar. We have the different types of forest classification is there in geography. So these lives in the temperate regions, right? So that is also very important. And in India, West Bengal, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim are the states which can hold it, right? So they usually they are also found in the deciduous and coniferous forest. Coniferous means trees like a V shape, so like these trees are usually found, coniferous forest. So these can reside on these regions as well, and they are largely vegetarians. That means yes, they do eat non-vegetarian, but in the exam if they ask, they are herbivores, which can eat vegetarian as well as non-vegetarian, but mostly depends on the vegetarian. The two is bamboo, right? So these are the facts related to it. And the protection status in IUCN, it is endangered. You can see this classification. They are endangered under the IUCN list. So this is the highest, this is the lowest, right? And in the CITES convention, it is Appendix 1, highest protection. Appendix 1, 2, 3 are there. Appendix 1 is a complete protection except in very exemption cases. And in Wildlife Protection Act, they are protected under the Schedule 1. So this will also be asked in the exam. Wildlife Protection Act, we have 4 schedules now after update in the 2021. So Schedule 1 has the highest protection, right? So this is the protection status. Now about the Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary. We have seen this is located in the Arunachal Pradesh, right? And this is located in the West Kemang district in the Arunachal Pradesh. So this is also important point, Kemang district. And they conjoins, means they border too with the Sessa Orchid Sanctuary. This will also be asked in the exam. Sessa Orchid Sanctuary is located in which state? Arunachal Pradesh. And Pakui Tiger Reserve. So it is an adjoining. This was also already asked by Pakui Tiger Reserve in UPSC 2018 Civil Service Prelims. It was already asked. So these two names are also important. It conjoins, that means borders to these two particular wildlife sanctuaries. And then it is part of Kemang Elephant Reserve. We have elephant reserves also across, and this Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary is part of Kemang Elephant Reserve. This is also located in Arunachal Pradesh. So we got lot of facts. They may ask you this, or even the Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary, all are located in the Arunachal Pradesh itself, right? And the very important thing about Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary is this is the largest breeding site for the birds in India. The popular and the most largest breeding site for the bird species in India, this also they may ask, that is also Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary. And what is why it is called as Eagle Nest, why this name came? Because in 1950, the Indian Army was having a division called as Red Eagle Division. So from that division itself, the name was given for this wildlife sanctuary, right? So these are all very factual in nature and very high chances to ask in the exam. So you need to cover. Fine. So that is of today's articles. Now we have some facts and then we will practice some questions as well. First fact, on May 15th, that is yesterday, every year on May 15th, we celebrate International Day of Families. International Day of Families on May 15th, and this is to promote the importance of family, the objective. And the theme of this year is Families and Climate Change, International Year of the Family plus 30. So plus 30 means age, right? So this is the theme. Just remember families and climate change, you will be able to recollect based on the options, right? Next fact, Indian Institute of Petroleum Energy. So this is also very important. This is a company located in Visakhapatnam, government institute. It is located in Visakhapatnam, and they have developed a new technology called surface modification technique of membrane. They will give you this name and they will ask for what this was introduced. So surface modification technique of membrane. It was launched for the purification of water or the water treatment. This technology is for water treatment, and it was developed by Indian Institute of Petroleum and Energy. These three are important: who developed it and for what purpose and what is the name. So these are the three facts. The last fact, the 7th edition of India-USA joint counter-terrorism exercise called Tarkash was recently inaugurated in Calcutta. So Tarkash, it is a counter-terrorism exercise held in Calcutta, right? And from India, national security guards are the ones which are participating as part of the exercise, right? So these are the three facts. Any doubts? Any doubts from your side? So we have discussed very good amount of facts, right? So you need to try to revise them. We are giving the PDFs also attaching to the video. Try to revise them, and yes, since whoever, like some students are following regularly, I can recollect their names also. Your knowledge will be much higher than the people who are just mugging up the facts in the last minute, right? I'm sure for it. Once you write the exam, you will realize the importance. Fine. So let's solve the questions now. With reference to red panda, consider the following statements. So, yeah, great. So first question, consider the following statements about red pandas. They are arboreal animals and considered as an indicator species for the ecological change. Indicator species means, so any change in climate can be recognized from the change of this red panda habitat. So this is what they are saying. The red pandas are listed as vulnerable in IUCN list. So this is the second statement. And the third statement, red pandas are found in the forest of India, Bhutan, Myanmar and southern China. So what is the answer for this? First one, yes, they are arboreal and indicator species also. So first statement is correct. You can eliminate one. Red pandas are listed as vulnerable in IUCN. No, we have seen this is an endangered ones. Endangered ones. So they are not vulnerable. So second statement is eliminated. And we got eliminate two options. So the C option, let's see. Yes, they are found in Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, southern China. That also we have seen, right? So this is, answer is C. Sahana, Vinila, Ranjan, Oindrila and Malini Srinath have answered it as correct. Fine. So answer is 1 and 3. Next question. Yes. So this is what the challenge I said. Let's see who will answer this question. Which of the following statements about blue flag certification of beaches is or correct? Right? Blue flag certification statement is or correct. First one, every coastal state in India at least have single blue flag certification beach. This is the first statement. That's why I asked you to observe, right, when we are discussing about the blue flag certifications, beaches. Second one, no union territory has a blue flag certification beach. So this is the second statement. Blue flag is a certification by the Foundation of Environmental Education. So now tell me which are correct. Someone said C, good. Someone said it as C, anyone else? I want more answers. Someone said at B, good. Again someone said C. So we are getting more options between B and C. Any option? A and D someone? Okay. First one, blue flag certification is given by Foundation of Environment Education. We have seen this. This is correct. Denmark non-governmental body. So third should be there. So option A can be eliminated. Next, second statement, no union territory has blue flag certification. Wrong. We have Pondicherry, we have Diu, we have Andaman, we have Lakshadweep. So second also is eliminated. Now we are left with B and C, right? So first statement is also wrong because West Bengal is a coastal state and does not have any blue flag certification program, right? So okay, this is a wrong. Not every coastal state, West Bengal was an exemption. So first statement is also wrong and hence is answer B. So most of you have lost this challenge, right? So few students have answered it as correct, yeah, this is the second question, right? Yeah. What is the answer? B. So Srinath, Ointila, Sai, Jaswat and Ranjan, Swarupa has answered it as correct, right? So rest of people have defeated by me, right? So that's why I told you to observe in a keen manner. That's how the questions are framed in the exam. That is application based, right? Next one, this is taken from UPSC Civil Services 2020 examination about the consumer price index and wholesale price index. First one, the weightage of food in the consumer price index is higher than that of the wholesale price index. So this is the first statement. The WPI does not capture the changes in the prices of services which the CPI does. So WPI won't do the services, but CPI does, they are saying. Next one, Reserve Bank of India has now adopted WPI as the key measure of inflation and to change the key policy rates. So this is the third statement. So now tell me, what is the answer for this third question? We have discussed all these things from CPI and WPI. So this is a correct third statement in 2014. Okay, sorry, this is a wrong. They are saying that adopted WPI as a measure. We have adopted the CPI, not WPI. So third statement should be wrong. You can eliminate two options, right? So CPI was the measure now. Next, WPI does not capture changes in prices of services, but CPI does, yes. So second statement is correct. Fine. First statement, weightage of food in the consumer price index is more than WPI. That is also correct. In WPI, we have more manufacturing goods than food. So answer is A, 1 and 2. Very good. Sahana, Srinath, Ointila and then Vinila, Prakash has answered it as correct. Fine. Few people have answered it as wrong. I don't know why the confusion. Next one, a very direct question. CAATSA agreement or act, CAATSA act or agreement, sometimes mentioned in news, is related to what? European Union, USA, United Kingdom and Russia. So what is the answer? CAATSA agreement or act, we can say, rather than agreement, it is an act of the which country? European Union, USA, United Kingdom, Russia. Someone said it as C, someone said it as B. So it is not European Union, it is also not United Kingdom. So you may confuse between the Russia and USA. Russia is a country which was put under the act, but it is not the agreement or act passed by Russia. So the most important or the most probable answer is USA, right? Great. Yes, all of you have answered it as correct. The last question for today, exercise Tarkash is a joint exercise between India and USA, they are saying. Is a what? So what exercise is that? It is related to the disaster management, it is related to coastal security, it is related to the counter terrorism, it related to the Air Force defense. So what type of exercise is this? It is not related to the disaster management, we haven't discussed that at all, right? Yeah, fine. Most of you have answered it as correct. It is counter-terrorism exercise, and from India, NSG is participating, National Security Guard, which has a responsibility to tackle terrorism, right? So this is the correct answer. Yes, most of you have answered it as correct. Very good. That means you have followed the facts, right? So this is all for today's session. Very thank you for your participation. Do like, subscribe our videos on channel. So that's really encourages us to do more. And have a great evening and happy studies. Thank you.